plan is to go through the DVDs. These are from over there. As you can see, I am now at the start of condensing down the DVD collection, ready to move because looks like we may have sold the house. So I now have to find somewhere to live, which is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to go through these piles of DVDs and see what's there. Just have a bit of fun, reminiscing and seeing what I've got. There's still 2 large piles to go through. I don't know if you can see. Hang on. I'm not going to show them. But let's have a look, see what we got. There's a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies here. And a lot of action, because they all came off the second bookcase when I put the Blu-rays on. But let's have a look. We got King of the Hill, the complete second season. And we've got The Order, the Van Damme movie, which is... I really, really dig this film. I think it's really good. It's directed by Sheldon Lettich, who did... what did he do? Legionnaire, and I think he did Double Impact as well. But yeah, I really like The Order. It's kind of like a little Indiana Jones type of adventure movie. But this one also stars Charlton Heston as, I think he plays Van Damme's father in this. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It's got a really good score as well. Who did the score? Music. The reason the music's really good is Pino Donaggio did the music for The Order, and he did the music for a lot of the Brian De Palma films in the 70s and the 80s. So I think he did the music for Body Heat? No, not Body Heat, that's a Lawrence Kasdan film. What was it? What's that? Body Double. He did the music for Blowout, and he did the music for Dress to Kill as well. So his music's really good. Then we've got Tora Tora Tora. This was directed by... it says Richard Fleischer, but it was co-directed between Richard Fleischer, Toshio Masuda, and Kinji Fukasaku, and this is about the attack on Pearl Harbor from both points of view, from the US point of view and from the Japanese point of view. Good film, really good film. Not as long as I thought it was. I thought this was like a 2.5 hour, nearly 3 hour film, but it's not. It's only 136 minutes. But yeah, Tora Tora Tora, good movie. Then we have Once Upon a Time in America. One of, if not the greatest gangster film ever made. Unfortunately, I believe one of these discs is knackered. But I don't understand why, because there's no scratches on them. Because the last time I watched Once Upon a Time in America, towards the end of the first disc, there was a lot of pixelating and... breaking up, but looking at the discs, there's nothing wrong with them. They're in perfect condition. So whether or not it was because I was running it through a Blu-ray player, I don't know. Maybe I should run it through the DVD player. But yeah, this is my favourite gangster movie of all time. Just a fucking incredible movie, and what a film to go out on for Sergio Leone, who died, I believe he died during post-production or just after post-production, so he wasn't able to see it open in cinemas. But amazing movie. Just yeah, I think it's probably my favourite gangster film, and I love the Godfather movies. Then we have Journey to the Far Side of the Sun, screenplay by Jerry Anderson of Thunderbirds fame. This was directed by Robert Parrish, and it stars Roy Thynes. Yeah, it's alright. It's a pretty decent movie. Good miniature work from Jerry Anderson and Sylvia Anderson. Yeah, good sci-fi film. We have Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. one of the goriest movies ever made, but to the point where it's so gory, it's funny. And I love Brain Dead. I have the Blu-ray as well. It's not. I don't think it's an official Blu-ray, but we'll find out. Yeah, someone might be able to point me in the right direction. This is, I believe, this is a possibly bootleg. I'm not sure. Tu madre de sa hama comido mi perro. I think it's a Spanish boot, to be honest with you. It looks pretty good. It's on a legit disc. It's not on a BDR. But yeah, Brain Dead and Brain Dead. This has been watched a lot. Then we have Hamburger Hill, which is a Vietnam War movie. This is still sealed. I have had this for years and years and years. I have never watched it, so I don't know what it's like. I'm surprised I haven't watched it. It's directed by John Irvin, and it's got Don Cheadle and Dylan McDermott in it. I need to get around to watching this at some point, because I do love a war film. Let me sit back. Then we have Tripod Season 1. At the bottom of this this pile here is Season 1 and Season 2, or Series 1 and Series 2. But love Tripods. Steven Seagal in Out for Justice, where he plays cop Gino Felino. Everybody see Richie? Hey, where's Richie at? Hey. Yeah, I think this is probably Seagal's best film. I know a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, but what about Under Siege? Under Siege it's okay. It's alright. But I think Out for Justice is probably his best film. I think it works because it's got good performances from William Forsythe, Jerry Orbach, and even Juliana Margulies, who's in this as well. But it's directed by John Flynn, and John Flynn's one of my favourite directors. He directed The Outfit as well. Then we have The Mummy Returns, the special edition, with over 3 hours of special features. The Mummy Returns. I do have The Mummy as well somewhere, but I also have The Mummy Collection. Where is it? There it is. I have the Blu-ray of the Mummy trilogy, which is in a really, really shitty box, so I need to find a better box for that. I think I might have a spare one. Then Van Damme in Kickboxer. Cool film. The best of the kickboxing movies. Incredible movie. Road to Perdition. Tom Hanks plays an enforcer for a gangster played by Paul Newman in his last film, I believe. Beautifully directed by Sam Mendes. Just a great movie. Really, really good. Then we have A Bronx Tale. Robert De Niro. Directed by Robert De Niro as well. And starring De Niro, Chaz Palminteri, and what's the kid's name? I can't remember his name now. But yeah, this is a good film. It's been a while since I watched it, so I don't remember a huge amount about it. But yeah, decent movie. I know it's got lots of fans. Then we have Eddie Murphy's, I believe this is his directorial debut. It is Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. This was a massive flop, if I remember rightly. If I recall reading that it was a huge flop. But it's a sort of gangster comedy, it's gangster comedy with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, and Red Fox, Dada Reese, Arsenio Hall, Jasmine Guy, and Danny Aiello. Yeah, it's alright. I quite enjoyed it when I watched it. Not bad. Stephen King's Bag of Bones, the miniseries starring Pierce Brosnan, directed by Mick Garris. Mick Garris returning to do more Stephen King adaptations. This was good. I enjoyed this as well. I think it's got Julianne Moore in it. No, Pierce Brosnan, not Julianne Moore. Why did I say Julianne Moore? Pierce Brosnan, Melissa George, Annabeth Gish, Matt Frewer, Jason Priestley, Caitlin Carmichael, Peter McNeil, and William Shallett. This is obviously part of my somewhat extensive Stephen King adaptation collection. Then we have Disney Adventure with In Search of the Castaways, Hayley Mills, Maurice Chevalier, George Sanders, Wilfred Hyde White. Really fun Disney adventure movie. I actually prefer Island at the Top of the World, but In Search of the Castaways is pretty good. I think this is the one where they get stuck up the tree and there's a panther or a tiger or something. But no, this is a really good adventure movie. From, when was it, 1962? What year were you out, you bastard? What does it all say on the disc? No, it doesn't. Dolph Lundgren action movie. Stash House, starring Dolph Lundgren. Sean Faris from... what's that film? Never Back Down. And Brianna Evergan from Step Up. She's hot. Yeah, it's alright. I think Scott Adkins might be in this as well. Not 100% sure though. Directed by Eduardo Rodriguez. Then we have the classic 1984 with John Hurt and Richard Burton. Who directed this? Oh, it was Michael Radford, written and directed, I think. Yeah, written and directed by Michael Radford. So Michael Radford adapting George Orwell's novel 1984. I actually prefer the Peter Cushing version of 1984 from like 1962, I think it was, or 1958, something like that. This is pretty good. This is the quintessential dystopian movie. Most of the dystopian films will copy kind of the look of 1984, of this version of 1984, with films like Equilibrium and stuff like that. They all have this same sort of dystopian look to them, but 1984 is a good movie. This is not a good movie. Oop, and I dropped it. This is Chuck Norris in Good Guys Wear Black. This film is shit. Absolute shit. I think this is one of his earlier movies, 1978 I think this made, which is weird because it's directed by Ted Post as well. Ted Post is a pretty decent director. Ann Archer, James Franciscus, Lloyd Haynes, Dana Andrews, Jim Backus, Larry Casey, loads of people in it. Chuck Norris, martial arts choreography by Chuck Norris and Aaron Norris. This film's not good. I know a lot of people love Chuck Norris, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Chuck, to be honest with you. I've got a couple. My favourite Chuck Norris film is Code of Silence, by the way. I like Missing in Action, but I'm not overly fussed on... what's the other one he did with Lee Marvin? Delta Force. There we go. Then we have Surviving the Game, starring Ice-T, Rutger Hauer, and batshit crazy Gary Busey. Another spin on the Most Dangerous Game, very much in the same sort of vein as Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target. It's alright, it's good, it's fun. It lasts, what was it, 98 minutes I think it is, something like that. And it was a good film for Ernest Dickerson, who was the cinematographer. I think he did Demon Knight as well, but yeah, Surviving the Game is a pretty decent movie. Cocoon, brilliant film, directed by Ron Howard. Great movie, such a good feel-good movie. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more about Cocoon because it's Cocoon. It's fucking awesome. It's got Brian Dennehy in it. Who are you, dude? I'm Brian Dennehy. No, dude, fuck off. This is called I Come With the Rain, starring Josh Hartnett. And who directed this? No idea, but I've never seen this. I bought it in a charity shop for £1.50. Executive Decision. A lot of people class this as a Steven Seagal movie. It is not a Steven Seagal movie. Steven Seagal has nothing more than a cameo in it for about 5 seconds. It is a Kurt Russell action film with John Leguizamo and Halle Berry in it, and Oliver Platt. And it is directed by Stuart Baird and produced by Joel Silver. But it's also written by Jim and John Thomas, who created Predator. So, yeah. Executive Decision, awesome film. Another awesome film, another action movie. Toy Soldiers with Lou Gossett Jr. and Sean Astin. Really good villain role for, what's his name from the Demon... No, what's it called? Wishmaster. I can't even... Andrew Divoff, there we go, Andrew Divoff. Also got Will Wheaton in it. And Denham Elliott and Keith Coogan as well. Directed by Daniel Petrie Jr. Yeah, fun movie. I also have this on Blu-ray from 101 Films. Then we have Marantu Warrior, which is directed by Gareth Evans, who is the director of The Raid. This was his first martial arts movie. I believe this was his second feature-length narrative movie, because he did a documentary about Silat when he moved to Indonesia. This film has fucking incredible fight scenes in this. Not on par with The Raid, but there is, yeah, some insane fight scenes in this. And, yeah, really cool movie. Eco, badass. Yeah, good film. Really good film. Then we have Masters of Horror, Volume 1. Series 1, Volume 1. It's a bit beaten up now. I've had this for years and years and years. I think this is the one with cigarette burns, which is the... Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, cigarette burns. This has got... This is quite a... I forgot this was such a big fucking release. I got... Oh, I don't know why Homecoming is missing, but look at this. It is 7 disc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 discs. And it has... movies from John Carpenter with Cigarette Burns, Stuart Gordon, Dreams in a Witch House, Don Coscarelli, Incident, On and Off a Mountain Road, Mick Garris with Chocolate, Lucky McKee with Sick Girl, which is really good. It's got Misty Monday in it. John Landis with Dear Woman and Joe Dante's Homecoming. I absolutely adored Masters of Horror when it was on. I never got all the seasons, all the series though. But yeah, Masters of Horror is pretty cool. Then we've got Jericho, the first season. This is the Region 1 release. I also have this... this is the Region 2 release. Sorry, I do have a Region 1 release somewhere. I think it's over in DVD Corner. I love Jericho. It's one of my favourite TV shows. If you've never seen it, check out Jericho. Dawn of the Dead, I've shown this before. This is the Anchor Bay Ultimate Edition. Again, I've had this for years and years and years. It's something I'll never part with because it was my first proper collector's edition of my favourite film. One of my favourite horror films, should I say. Then we have double feature, killer action double feature with Dead End Drive-In, Cut and Run. Dead End Drive-In, amazing movie. I've got that on the Arrow Blu-ray now. Directed by Brian Chenchland Smith. Great movie. Cut and Run, I've never seen it. I've never watched it. It's directed by Ruggiero Deodato. And it's got... who is in it? Lisa Blount, Leonard Mann, Willie Ames, Richard Lynch, Richard Bright, Valentina Forte, and Michael Berryman from Hills of Eyes. Then we have Night Gallery, the complete first season, or from what's his name? What's his name? Sterling? Something Sterling? Not Sterling Archer. Rod Sterling. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name. I just total blanked out. Yeah. Night Gallery. I quite enjoy this. It's pretty good. Pretty fun. Yeah. I think this was more a horror version of The Outer Limits. Not The Outer Limits, The Twilight Zone. That's what I meant. Then we have Black Rain. I'm not going to talk much about Black Rain because I talked about it in a previous video when I showed off the Blu-ray. But yeah, Black Rain. I really love these Paramount collection DVDs. However, I wish they'd kept them in order because a lot of them have them at the bottom and a lot of them have it at the top. Then we have Blackadder. Fucking love Blackadder. Who doesn't love Blackadder? It's amazing. So funny. Rowan Atkinson and Tony Robinson, Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry. Just so good. And it's a show that I can watch over and over again. Maybe not so much the first series, but from series Blackadder 2 to 4, just incredible shows. Yeah, just some of the best British comedy. And then we have Masters of Horror Season 1, Volume 2. So this is a 6-disc set. Again, this is a bit bad because, like I said, I've had these for years and years and years and years. This does have the banned version. The banned one, I think it is. It was never shown on TV in the UK, which is Takeshi Miike's imprint. So that's one pile done. Then we have Chinatown, the Jack Nicholson Faye Dunaway movie directed by Roman Polanski. Really, really good noir movie. Little bit overrated, if you ask me, but I quite enjoyed it. The original 3:10 to Yuma, starring Glenn Ford and Van Heflin, directed by Delma Daves, based on a novel by Elmore Leonard. So yeah, 3:10 to Yuma. Good Western. I think the James Mangold remake or readaptation is a little bit better, but this is still a really good old school classic Western. Then a copy of Tootsie, which I have had for years, and as you can see, it's still sealed. Mainly because I watched it on Channel 4, or Film 4, I think it was, and then I was like, I fucking love Tootsie. It's a great movie. Dustin Hoffman, Jessica Lange, what could go wrong? Such a good film. Love it. Also, Gina Davis is in this as well. And Terry Garr. Dabney Coleman. And Charles Durning. Directed by Sidney Pollack. So I watched this on Film 4 years ago, and I was just like, I'll just order it. I'll order it because it'll be in my collection then. And I haven't watched it since. But I will be keeping this because it's a great movie. Noah's Castle. This is a bit of an obscure. This is a bit of an obscure early 80s sort of BBC drama for families. This is essentially, it's like, if you read, in a lawless and hungry Britain, a family fights to survive. So this is sort of post-apocalyptic, but also more or less on the downfall of society thing. It's pretty grim, but it's very, very good. I like watching this. I go through phases where I watch a lot of like dystopian and end of the world stuff because it's my favourite genre of science fiction. So stuff like Noah's Castle and The Survivors and The Changes and Tripods and stuff like that. Those really like late 70s, early 80s BBC dramas or British dramas, especially like Threads as well. This usually sits along with them. It's really, really good. And if you can track down a copy of this, I bought this when it first came out. So I've had this a long time. I think this came out in 2000 and... I say a long time. It's not a long time. I've had this a few years. 2008. So yeah. So yes, I have had this a long time. And it's very, very good. I've watched it a few times. Disc needs a bit of a wipe over, but other than that, yes, it is very good. If you can check it out, if you can find it, if it's still available and not out of print, I highly recommend checking out Noah's Castle. I think it's like 6 episodes, but each episode's like 23 minutes. It doesn't run a huge amount of time. And it's got David Neal, Simon Gibbs Kent, Annette Ekblom, and Mike Reed. Frank Butcher and stand-up comedian. From the book by John Rowe Townsend, directed by Colin Nutley. So yeah, very good. Worth your time. Then we have Wrong Bet, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Wrong Bet, aka AWOL. Yeah, it's alright. Not one of his best. We have the Hammer House of Horror collection, which is Volume 1 and Volume 2. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 episodes on this collection. And yeah, lots of good actors in this. Pierce Brosnan, Peter Cushing, Dana Dawes, Denham Elliott, Brian Cox, and Sean Phillips. Yeah, it's Hammer. Like, you can never go wrong with Hammer, and especially Hammer TV series as well. The outfit. I've talked about the outfit multiple times. I love this movie. This movie is amazing. It is a adaptation of a Richard Stark novel, which I believe it was already made. I think this is sort of like a no, it's not. I was going to say it's sort of like a remake of Point Blank. It's not. It's another. I think it's based on another Richard Stark novel. Now, Richard Stark is actually shit. I've forgotten what his name is now. Not Elmore Leonard. I think it was Donald E. Westlake was writing novels when he wasn't writing movie scripts. He was writing novels, but he was writing these novels around a character called Parker. Jason Statham played Parker in the film Parker, which is based on the novels. But there was also Point Blank, one called Slayground, where Peter Coyote played Parker. Then there's one where I think it's Jim Brown played him. It's called The Big Something. I can't remember. It's one of that's probably the only one I haven't seen. But Robert Duvall plays essentially Parker in this film. But in this film, he's called Macklin. I don't think any film has had him play Parker up until the Jason Statham film. But they're all fucking awesome movies. Yeah, this one is really, really cool. Again, directed by John Flynn, director of Out for Justice, the Steven Seagal movie. But yeah, this film's badass. I did have a poster on my wall of this. I would love to see this get a proper archive Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. But for now, I've got this. I've heard bad things about this. It's directed by Bob Clark and it's got Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd in it. It's called Loose Cannons. I've had this for years. I bought it from a website. It began with an M. Can't remember what it was called now, but used to have like a 5 for a £10 deal on DVDs years ago, and I thought, I'll give it a try. But I've never watched it. I don't know if it's any good. I do like Bob Clark movies though, and I love Gene Hackman. So if anyone has seen Loose Cannons, please tell me, is it any good, and will I enjoy it if I like action comedies? Showtime. Why is this film not on fucking Blu-ray? Awesome Eddie Murphy comedy with Robert De Niro. This is De Niro, like, post Casino, where he was in that weird phase where he was doing a lot of comedies. Like, this is up to so he did Ronin in 1998, and I think this was the next one. And yeah, then with like Meet the Parents and all those stuff. But I enjoy Showtime. I think it's a really fun movie. And obviously I love Eddie Murphy. Sabata, starring Lee Van Cleef and William Berger. Good spaghetti western. Even though it's not a spaghetti western. It was directed by Frank Kramer. Story and... Oh, well, yeah, you could say it was a spaghetti western. Yeah, it's got Lee Van Cleef, William Berger, Pedro Sanchez, Nick Jordan, Linda Veras, Frank O'Rezel, Anthony Gladwell, Robert Hundar, and Gianni Rizzo. Is story and screenplay by Renato Izzo and Gianfranco Paoloni, but it's directed by Frank Kramer. So I don't know who Frank Kramer is. It's probably some Italian filmmaker. Anyone who is into their spaghetti westerns and their Italian cinema in general should be able to tell me whether or not Frank Kramer is a pseudonym for an Italian filmmaker. But yeah, really cool, really fun spaghetti western. And we have Beach Red. I bought this for £5. It was a fucking rip-off, because this film, I have no idea if it's any good, because there is absolutely zero restoration on this. It is a fucking awful transfer. It's not even a transfer. I think what they've done is they have found a VHS, and 101 Films has just ported it to digital and whacked it on a disc. This is an absolutely disgusting excuse for a release. Same with Play Dirty, which they did the same thing with. So I have no idea if Beach Red is any good. I've heard good things about it, but I cannot watch it in such piss poor low quality. It's got Rip Torn, Debenning, Patrick Wolf, and it's directed by Cornel Wilde as well. And I love Cornel Wilde's No Blade of Grass. I think it's a great movie. But yeah, Beach Red. It could be an absolute masterpiece of World War II movie making. But I have no idea, because I paid a $5 for what is essentially just shit. The Victors. I had no idea what this film was, and I'm a huge World War II movie buff. So I've got a lot of World War II movies, like some really obscure stuff, like this one, which is a Roger Corman movie called The Secret Invasion, with Stuart Granger, Raph Malone, Mickey Rooney, Ed Burns, and Henry Silva. This is a really cool Men on a Mission movie from Roger Corman. Definitely worth checking that out if you can find it. But yeah, I had no idea this film existed until I saw it in CEX. It's got Leo Jen, Vincent Edwards, Albert Finney, George Hamilton, Jean Moreau, George Peppard, Romy Schneider, Eli Wallach's in it, Alki Summer. It's got such a great cast in it, and it's quite a long film as well, 2 hours and 26 minutes. And it was written and produced and directed by Carl Foreman. So yeah, the really cool World War II movie. Really enjoyed that. Then we have Dragon Slayer. Please, Disney, release this on Blu-ray in the UK or on 4K in the UK. It is in desperate need. Fucking love this movie. This is a great film, by the way. Dragon Slayer. Just one more time. Dragon Slayer. So good. Billy Bathgate. Starring Dustin Hoffman, and Nicole Kidman. It's okay. It's a decent enough gangster movie. I think Bruce Willis pops up in this at some point. He does. It's got Lauren Dean, Stephen Hill, Nicole Kidman, Dustin Hoffman. For a gangster movie, it's very short. Only, 102 minutes? I quite enjoyed it when I watched it, but like I said, it's a bit short. It's directed by Robert Benton. So yeah, Billy Bathgate. It's alright. Decent enough, if short, gangster movie. Explorers. Paramount, pull your finger out your ass, give us a fucking Blu-ray or a 4K. This film needs it, because it's fucking awesome. Sorry for the swearing, but you know me, I swear a lot. I absolutely love Explorers. Jerry Goldsmith's score on this is amazing. Joe Dante's directing is really good. Special makeup effects by Rob Bottin is fucking awesome. Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, Robert Picardo. Just fucking release a UK Blu-ray of this. I want to spend 15 quid on a Spanish bootleg. This film is incredible. Watch it, find it. It's amazing. It will shatter your life. It will make you sad. And it will make you realise how precious life is. This is a film about a nuclear attack on America. And it is absolutely devastating, but it's an incredible movie. It's even got a young Kevin Costner in this. I believe this was made for television, but it was deemed so good, like Jewel, it was deemed so good that it was actually put into cinemas. And the main actress, Jane Alexander, there we go, Jane Alexander, I think she got nominated for an Oscar for this. Yes. This was directed by Lynn Littman, or written and directed by Lynn Littman. Oh no, it was the screenplay by John Sackett Young and directed by Lynn Littman. Yeah, if you can find a copy of Testament, I highly recommend checking this out. This film is horrendously devastating. If you've seen Threads, watch this. This is a very, very, very good, accompanying movie. Less Hollywood than the day after. But holy crap, this film is incredible. Then we have No Blade of Grass, which I already talked about. I would love to get a Blu-ray of this. Don't know if it'll ever happen though, but yeah, really cool. Based on a novel by John Christopher called The Death of Grass. And yeah, good movie. This is the Warner Archive release from years and years and years and years ago. It is remastered. It looks pretty decent, but for British people who are watching this, this has what's her name? Oh, she was from EastEnders. She played Mark Fowler's mum, and she was in Wendy Richard. There we go. That's the one. Had to go into the bank, the memory bank. Hope everyone's enjoying this video because I'm enjoying doing this. Then we have Platoon. Oliver Stone, World War II. Oliver Stone, Vietnam movie. I have the Blu-ray of this, but this is the definitive edition. I think this is 2 discs. It is indeed. Platoon's a great movie. Good cast. Lots of goodness. Then we have Miracle at St. Anna. This is a Spike Lee World War II movie. It's okay. This is sealed, this version, because I had actually previously watched it, but I'd watched it on a dodgy download. But yeah, this is a really good film. Really good. Kind of underrated, I believe. And there is Play Dirty, the one I talked about. This is £2.50. I kind of do regret spending that much money on this because 101 Films put out a Blu-ray of this as well as a DVD, and they haven't done any form of remaster to the DVD versions. However, it is a very good film. Beautiful Creatures with Rachel Weisz and Susan Lynch. This was crap. Did not like it. Phantoms. You know my thoughts on Phantoms. If you've seen my previous videos, you know my thoughts on Phantoms. I fucking love Phantoms. Affleck is the bomb in Phantoms, even if he's massively miscast. Then we have Jean-Claude Van Damme in Street Fighter with Raul Julia and Kylie Minogue. This film's crap, but it's enjoyable crap. It's silly. It's fun. It is what it is. It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie directed by who directed it? The guy who wrote it. Shit, I can't even remember his name now. Put my glasses on my head to find out. Stephen E. D'Souza. There we go. Stephen E. D'Souza, the writer of Die Hard. Well, second writer of Die Hard. Then we have my my copy of Lawrence of Arabia. Oh shit. I paid a fair bit of money for this back in the day. This is the 2-disc special edition, which has quite a few special features. I don't know if you can see that, but also has this really cool fancy booklet with it, and it comes in what looks like a book. Very good film. Peter O'Toole is incredible in this. Omar Sharif is very good. I just really love this cover, even though like that's just stuck on, that is. But yeah, I really love this like book style cover. That's my region. This is region 1, by the way. Region 1 copy of Lawrence of Arabia. Incredible movie. Then we have Quigley Down Under. I just bought this on Blu-ray, and I showed that in my last video. Great movie. And then we've got Jean-Claude Van Damme in Until Death. Really cool film, actually. This is one of his better later movies. I think this was made just after JCVD, where he started to do more acting, if you know what I mean. But yeah, fun movie, good action film. This is Universal Soldier Regeneration, directed by John Hyams. This is a really good sort of soft reboot of the Universal Soldier franchise. The follow-up to this is even better, which is Day of Reckoning, directed by John Hyams as well, with Scott Adkins in it. But this is pretty good. It's fun. Then we have Legionnaire, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. I told you there was going to be a lot of Van Damme movies in this, because I have a lot of Van Damme movies. So yeah, this is really cool as well. There's someone in this who's famous. I can't remember. I say famous. Who I didn't expect was in this. This is directed by Peter MacDonald. So it's not directed by Sheldon Lettich. However, he wrote it. Mr. Echo, I think, from Lost. Adewale Akinoye Akbaje. I think that's how you say it. Mr. Echo from Lost. He's in this. Good movie. Good action film. Then we have Derailed. Jean-Claude Van Damme's Derailed. This film is shit, by the way. This is one of the worst Van Damme movies. This is piss poor. It's just not good. Unbroken by Angelina Jolie, about World War II runner, I believe. Louis Zametti or Zamat. This was a good film. I watched this when it was on TV, so that's why I bought it was only $2.99, so like I picked up the DVD. Really enjoyed that film. Good directing by Angelina Jolie as well. Then we have Showdown in Little Tokyo, one of the best worst action films ever made. It's actually quite fun. It's just a bit silly. Has some horrendously bad dialogue in it, but it is a fun movie. It's really short as well. It's only 76 minutes, so it's barely a feature-length film. But I understand it kind of got cut down quite a bit. But that's my soundbar, my Chinese soundbar telling me it's turning off. But yeah, this is a decent, fun movie, fun little action film, and really good seeing Brandon Lee in something prior to The Crow. He's also in Rapid Fire as well, which is really cool. Double Team with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman and Mickey Rourke. Not a massive fan of this film. I really like the cover and the poster art, but as a Van Damme film, I'm not overly fussed on it. It's good. I've got it in the Van Damme collection, so I can't really complain about that. But yeah, the Van Damme Double Team is okay. It's not great. Wake of Death, on the other hand, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, is really, really good. This is directed by, I want to say, Philip Martinez, but apparently someone else started directing this and was there. Then they were replaced. I think it was like a Hong Kong action director, maybe someone like Choi Hark or Ringo Lam. I think it might have been Ringo Lam actually. But this has got Simon Yam from like a huge Hong Kong action star from the 90s, and he's in these really, really good Johnny To crime thrillers called Election. There was two versions. There was Volume 1 and Volume 2. But Simon Yam's a really good actor. Philip Tan. Yeah. Wake of Death has got really, really good action sequences in it. And definitely worth checking that out as well. If you're a fan of Van Damme, obviously. I am a fan of Van Damme. I know my taste in films is shocking. And then there's the Spaced box set, which I showed in the video when I did the ranking of Edgar Wright. Then we have another Van Damme movie, No Retreat, No Surrender. This is shit. I don't know why people love it. It's fucking awful. Then a John Wayne classic, The Quiet Man. This film's great. Has one of the best movie punch-ups of all time. But then, what you expect, it's directed by John Ford. This was from a charity shop. I do believe this was one of the ones that came with those magazines that you, like, each week you buy the magazine and you get like the DVD with it. And this one came with The Quiet Man. I used to have a lot of the Hong Kong Legends movies that came with the Hong Kong Legends DVD magazines, and the Clint Eastwood collection, which is where I first started getting into Clint Eastwood movies. It was because of that. But The Quiet Man's a really good movie. Really good movie, yeah. Then we have American Gangster, Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington. I don't think it's as good as people think it is. It's alright. But then it has been a while since I watched this. But I don't know. I like it. I just don't like it as much as people think it's amazing. U571, directed by Jonathan Mostow. This film is hugely historically inaccurate. However, it's a wicked World War II action movie. And it's got John Bon Jovi in it. So yeah, U571. I did not know this was in that pile over there, and I'm as surprised as you lot are. Oh, what's this? Oh, it has all the like gubbins on the inside. That is there because I was going to buy this. I knew I had it, but I wasn't sure if it was here or in the cupboard. I want to get the Blu-ray or the 4K of this because this film's a lot of fun. In fact, I might watch this tonight because it is a very good film. So I'm going to keep that to one side. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. I'm going to go through these quickly. These are the theatrical and the special editions. New Hope, theatrical and special edition. Just a regular special edition from the box set. Return of the Jedi again, that can go in the bin. And then we've got Empire Strikes Back, original and theatrical. Meh. I had to stop a huge pile of DVDs falling over then. Then we have Daryl. I fucking love Daryl. Daryl is a fantastic 80s family movie with Barrett Oliver from Neverending Story. If anyone knows what Daryl stands for, it stands for Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. It's about a kid that flies a stealth bomber, but he's a little robot boy. This film's fucking awesome. I love this, and it's got a really good song at the end as well. This film's amazing. This film is also known as Shoot to Kill. This has got Sidney Poitier, Tom Berenger, and Kirstie Alley in it, but it also has what's his name? I can't remember. It also has Clancy Brown in this, and it is directed by Roger Spottiswoode. Again, it's written by, produced and written by Daniel Petrie Jr., who came up earlier when I was talking about another movie. But yeah, if you can find Deadly Pursuit, aka Shoot to Kill, watch it because this film's so good. Oops. Massively underrated movie, as is Bird on a Motherfucking Wire. I love this movie. Mel Gibson, Goldie Hawn. I need to get the Blu-ray of this. I know there is one in the UK, so I will be getting that hopefully at some point. But yeah, Bird on a Wire, a lot of fun. Really good chemistry between Goldie Hawn and Mel Gibson. Just a lot of fun. And that one is directed by John Badham, when he was at the top of his game making some fantastic action movies. The TV series, this is not the miniseries or the final battle. This is the TV series that they made after those miniseries, with the same cast and everyone. It's okay. I prefer the miniseries. I think there's a lot more enjoyment from that than there is from the TV show, because I believe that Kenneth Johnson wasn't completely involved in the TV show. But yeah, V's really good. Space Truckers by Stuart Gordon. Again, that's another Blu-ray that I really want to get hold of. And I think it's just been Umbrella just released it, or are releasing it. Or it might be Wicked Visions in Germany have released this on Blu-ray. Adam Sandler and the Wedding Singer. Come on, everyone's favourite cyborg cop. I'm going to do these fast. I'm not going to talk a huge amount about these. Overboard. Love, love, love Overboard. Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell. Directed by Gary Marshall. This film is so much fun and I love it. I love it. Hard Boiled, John Woo's action thriller starring Chow Yun-fat. This is probably one of the greatest action films of all time. This desperately needs to get an official release, but I know there's an issue with the rights for this and The Killer and some of the other older Hong Kong action movies. Something to do with Golden Harvest, I'm not sure. Gleam in the Cube, skateboarding fun with Christian Slater, Stephen Bauer. This was one of the movies that got me into skateboarding. Also has Tony Hawk in this as well. Empire Records. Empire Records is amazing. Every year, celebrate Rex Manning Day. You got to. And there it is. There it is. Tripods Series 1 and 2 to go with the single copy of Tripod Series 1. I've shown quite a few of these before anyway, but it's Low Down Dirty Shame, The Hunted, Way of the Gun, Dead End. What else we got? In the Mouth of Madness. I'll show you that a bit better. Escape from New York, LA. Slipstream. And Bad Moon. These are the ones that I've shown these in previous videos, and also things like Bruiser, that's been in another video. Twister, which I watched the other day, thoroughly enjoyed it. This is District 13, B13, the 13th District, which is District 13. Then it was remade with Paul Walker as Brick Mansions. And then we have the Coen Brothers collection, which has The Big Lebowski, The Hudsucker Proxy, Barton Fink, and Blood Simple. Not a fan of The Big Lebowski. I think it's massively overrated. I did not enjoy it. I've never seen The Hudsucker Proxy. Barton Fink I thought was fantastic, and I haven't seen Blood Simple. So I'm a bit behind on the Coen Brothers when it comes to their movies. So there we go. That is an overview of the first 3 piles of DVDs from the big old pile. I don't know, I'm going to show you by there. And yeah, quite enjoyed going through this. It was a 51-minute video of me doing random stuff, and I'm not actually front and center on camera today, which is fun. Sorry, my room is very small. As you can see, there's the rest of the collection. And yeah, just want to say to everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll do a part 2 where I look at the rest of it by there. So as usual, give you a salute, throw up the peace sign. I'm going to tell you I'm out. Cheers. Thanks everyone.